Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Home Cook Real Estate with me, Tina Newby. And today I am in this gorgeous kitchen in the community of Northdale area in the Tampa Bay, Florida. This home is actually currently under contract, but one of the reasons why I want to do a cooking video for you guys is because, well, the holidays are coming up on us, and I want to share with you one of my favorite of all time, super easy recipe that you can enjoy with your family and loved one during the holiday season. And another reason is I want to have a discussion with you guys about the real estate market in Florida. What's going on? Should you think about buying a home, selling the home for the new year of 2022? So the recipe today will be apple dumpling. We'll go ahead and talk about the recipe and the recipe for your success if you want to get into the real estate market in Florida in 2022. Let's go over our apple dumpling ingredients. So what you see, obviously, for this recipe, I am making 16 dumplings. So obviously, you're going to need 4 Granny Smith apple, and I will quarter them. 2 sticks of butter. 1 cup of brown or light brown sugar. Obviously, two of these croissant tube. You can use any brand that you like. About half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And the secret ingredient for this recipe is this one. Yes, Mountain Dew. I know it sounds weird and strange, but trust me, you will love it. And another recipe that I want to share with you, or another ingredient list that I want to share with you, is the ingredient to make a great and successful and stress-free real estate transaction. And the ingredients are, you have to get a really good realtor that you know and trust, and they have to have a team behind them. And what do I mean by a team? To make a transaction successful, you need a knowledgeable realtor, a great lender, a great inspector, a great title company. And not only that, within those 4, we also have different people that do different things. And all of that is the ingredient for a great recipe to a great transaction in real estate in Florida. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and peel our apples and wrap them with the croissant wrap. So what I'll do, just go ahead and cut them out. And if you have bigger apples, then you can, kind of make them smaller by, instead of quarter them, maybe 6 them. But I like to use the smaller Granny Smith apples, so I just quarter them, and I like them anyway, and people like them, so I like them big. So, like I said, a lot of people have been kind of asking me how the real estate market in Florida are going. Well, as you guys already know, it's ridiculous, right? So I want to talk to you guys about planning. And it really doesn't matter whether you're thinking about selling or buying. Planning is really important, especially in today's market. And here is why I said that. If you are thinking about selling, unless you are moving to a different state, you have to plan to sell, because right now, as you realize, it is a seller's market, but it's very hard for sellers to find another house. So if you are thinking about selling, you want to make a plan so that you can work with your agent, and they will work with you on planning the whole buying and selling process at once. All right, let me do this last one here. Okay, so that is done. Let me put this here. Okay, so. And then now, oh, by the way, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. And then what you're gonna do is now we're gonna dress up our apple. So usually, I'll show you guys what I do. I'm pretty savage, but you know how like they tell you to use a spoon or a fork? I found an easier way to do this. And like I said, it's pretty savage. So I just, there you go. And then there, here, oops, there you go. So, and then this is fun for your kids or your grandkids to do too. What I do is, what I like is this croissant is the flaky butter, but you can use any kind really. I like the flaky because it's flaky and buttery. So what you do is you get the bigger side of the apple and you get the bigger side of the apple, of the croissant dough, and you kind of do this. And the purpose of this, it's just trying to cover up all the apple. So it would look like this. And then what you do is you put it in. And then, hold on here. You continue to do this, so same way. So once you finish wrapping all the apple, dressing them up, go ahead and just place them in a baking pans like this. All right, so, and give them a little bit of space because they will definitely expand once you put them in the oven and cooking them. All right, so it's gonna look like this. All right, so this is all done. What I'm gonna show you next is how to make the sauce to pour it in. All right, the next step is making the sauce for our dumpling. So what you're gonna need is 2 sticks of salted butter. And what you do is go ahead and maybe quarter them so that way you can put it in the saucepan to melt. So let me go ahead and just quarter them, or 3 of them, just make them smaller cubes. All right, and then, so this sauce, what you're gonna do is you go ahead and melt the butter in low-medium heat. And then once it started to melt a little bit, you can go ahead and put the cup of sugar. So for sugar, you guys, if you have white sugar, you can use white sugar. I like to use a mixture of light brown and brown sugar. It's just because I feel like just have that caramelized taste to it, so I like it. But if you don't have these at home, just go ahead and use regular white sugar. I like my apple dumpling a little tart, so I only use 1 cup, plus we're gonna put the Mountain Dew in, so I think the sweetness is enough. But if you guys try it, and if you think it's not sweet enough, go ahead and add another cup of sugar. But right here, it's just 1 cup of sugar that I will put in after the butter's melted. And then go ahead and get your vanilla extract ready, which, and just do, I have a half of a tablespoon here, but just do 1 teaspoon, so I'll just put a little bit, there you go. Okay, so that is good to go. So let's go over to the stove. Go ahead and melt the butter and make the sauce for our apple dumpling. So like I said, let's go ahead and put our stove onto low, medium, low, and just go ahead and move this around so that the butter can get melted. So the reason why I use salted butter is so that I don't have to put any seasoning salt into the dumpling. But if you have butter that's not salted, just add a little bit of salt to the sauce. That is fine as well. I don't know about you guys, but when I do baking, something like this, I just like the flavor of the brown sugar better than white sugar. I just think that it just gives that a little bit more robust flavor. So look at how the butter look right now. So it's still a little bit. So just keep stirring them around for a little bit longer. And then we can go ahead and put our sugar in and continue to cook it. So you see? So it doesn't have to completely melt it before we put our sugar in, but at least give us some liquid. Okay. And while we're waiting for our butter to melt, I just want to express how appreciative of you guys, my viewer, my client, people who've been supporting me through all this. I mean, the last year have been phenomenal. I was able to get featured on TV. A lot of people really think what I'm doing is unique. And I'm so thankful for everything. And I know it's cheesy, but thank you so much for tuning in and being so supportive of what I'm doing. I love being a realtor. I love being your advocate. And I'm hoping with your support, I will continue to do what I love to do and help more people. So, all right, look at this. All right, so this is where I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar. You see it? There's still a chunk of butter, but you can go ahead and pour. So this is, like I said, it's a whole cup, and I pack it in of a mixture of light brown and brown sugar. But like I said, you can use any type of sugar that you like. Okay. And then when you pour the sugar in, it's gonna look a little like this. And go ahead and continue to stir them so that the butter and the sugar all mix in really well and melted together. All right, guys, last bit of our butter is melted. Let me show you what the sauce look like. So you see how the sugar and the butter, so now it's kind of making like a caramel sauce, like this. That's what you want. And then now, I don't see any chunk of butter. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the vanilla extract. Mix it well. And then I'll go ahead and turn off the heat. Stir for a little longer. All right, so our sauce is nice and beautiful. Our butter and our sugar are all mixing really well together. Look at this, it's like this caramel sauce. All right, so let's go ahead and pour this in to our apple dumpling tray here. So what I like to do is I like to drizzle it on the dumpling first. There you go. Oh, it smells good already, guys. All right, and then now that all of the dumpling is kind of covered with our caramel sauce, go ahead and put all of it in. I know this recipe is not for the faint of heart, but it tastes so yummy. That's why I only make this around the holiday season. I can't really have it on regular days. All right. So this is what it looks like now. And then what you're gonna do is, depend on how much you like your cinnamon, go ahead and sprinkle your cinnamon onto the dumpling. Okay. I like to cover them. Just every dumpling have a little bit of cinnamon, like so. Okay, so now you're wondering, well, Tina, what are you going to do with the Mountain Dew? So after you have your caramel sauce, your cinnamon over and cover the apple dumpling, this is what you're gonna do. So this bottle is a 20 ounce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it in, and try not to pour it in on top of the dumpling, just kind of around it. But I'm gonna try to do it around maybe 10 to 12 ounce of Mountain Dew. Cover it, make sure that the Mountain Dew is, and you don't want it to, submerge the dumpling. You still want the top dumpling to be on top of the juice. So, about a little bit more than half of the bottle. And then it's gonna look like this. Oh, it smells so good already. But you see how all the dumpling, it's still not submerged. It's like the sauce and the Mountain Dew is about halfway. That's what you want to do. Now, it's all ready to bake. So again, 350 for 40 minutes, and you're ready. Trust me, guys, you want to buy extra apple, extra butter, extra sugar, and extra Mountain Dew. This is gonna go quick. All right, let me go ahead and pop this in the oven, and I will see you guys in 40 minutes. All right, so after baking your apple dumpling in the oven for 40 minutes at a temperature of 350, let's take a look to see what our dumpling looks like. Careful, guys, it is hot. Oh my goodness, I wish you guys can smell it, but look how beautiful and golden brown it is. And you see that sauce? That's the juice right there. Look at that. Oh. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and let it sit for a little bit because it's still very hot. And we're gonna try it once it's cooled down a little bit. All right, guys. Oh, it smells so good. The dumpling had cooled down a little bit, so it's now to go ahead and serve. Oh, it smells so good. So what I have here is French vanilla ice cream. Obviously, you can eat this by itself. You can eat it with ice cream, but with the ice cream, it's so good, and especially if you drizzle the sauce on top of the ice cream, it is to die for. So let me go ahead and get some dumpling here. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna try to find the smallest one. They are the same size. Oh, look at this guy. You see the golden brown crust? Look at this. Look at this. That's what you want, your apple dumpling. Oh, it smells good. And then go ahead. And you can use any type of brand of ice cream that you like. I just happened to went to the store and get this one. All right. And then what I'll go do is I'll go back and drizzle some of this sauce here. Oh, buttery sweet sauce on top of the ice cream. There you go. All right, let's try it. Oh, it smells so good. Let me try. So you see as you get in to the apple, look at that. Isn't it good? So let me see. Oh, it smells so good, guys. Just how I remember it from last year. It's really good. Please try the recipe for the holiday. Send me a message. Put a comment on my Facebook page. Let me know if you make it. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Real Estate, Home Cooked Real Estate with Tina Newby. Thank you so much for your support for this past year. I'm looking forward to helping you buy, sell home, and making more wonderful recipes to share with you. Thank you so much and happy holiday!